everyone. How are you doing, you all dear learners? This is English with Story. I would like to say welcome back to learn your communicative English language skill course presented by the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia under the Ministry of Science and Higher Education. Today, I am going to teach you this course outline set by the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, what I have told you before, and under the Ministry of Science and Higher Education. So this course outline contains around 5 chapters. The first chapter of this course outline is about history skills, as you have seen on the blackboard. And the second chapter contains about the health and fitness. In the third chapter, we will see together about the cultural values. And in the fourth chapter, we get the topic which is about the wildlife. And in the last or the fifth chapter, we can just demonstrate about the population. So, when we get into the fourth chapter, which is about the history skills, we get a lot of things as the main objectives. But before proceeding to this point or this chapter which says what is study skills, let me tell you something about the communication skills or about the course itself. What's communication skill? Good class. Communication skills means it's the ability you use when giving or sending as well as receiving, or when you're giving and taking what information, ideas, thoughts, feelings, or you may exchange the information with your friends. That makes it what's the communication skills. So in the communication skills, we may have 4 communicative skills. The first one is the listening skill, and the next one is the speaking skills, another one is the reading, and the last one is the writing skills. So we have 4 major communicative skills. Another point is what our today's lesson, which studies about study skills. And in this chapter, we're going to see about the study skills, what components in details. Good. What is the study skills? Before dealing with the study skills, let me tell you something about these points. To understand about the study skills, you need to focus or you need to encompass what I'm going to tell you now. So, what is study skills? Especially when you get into or join into the university, you may be just exposed with different information. So, for that, you can also get what's a better solution. And that solution is what? Knowing the 1H and 3WH is what I prefer. When I say 1H, that means how. And how can I read it? That's the matter. How can I read this? It is the way or the systematic ways in which we're going to read or we're going to history your lecture or your lesson at the university. And second one is the WH among the WH which is what can I read or show us what? It is the subject matter. Yes, the subject matter of what your history. Another one is where it shows what the place. At what place I need to just read my history or my lesson is the preferred. That it can be just in a library or at library or in a field or in a class or at home, and the likes shows what the place. So where can I study? It's what the preferred. Another one is when, that shows what the time. So when can I read it? That is the other point. When means at what occasion of time? Is it at the morning or in the afternoon or at noon? And the likes can also make your expression what bears about the history skills. Good class. If I say about the history skills in these ways, let me get into our today's core points or lesson. Today I'm going to just show you about some practice or model exercises that have been given for us in your textbook on page 7 of your modules. Yes, it says activity 1.12 said about the discussion question. So under this discussion question or activities 1.12, we will try to just do more practice exercises that has been given for us as the discussion question. So the first question of these activities said about what is an action. Yes. But before going to deal with this one, let me tell you about the objectives. Yes, the objective of this lesson or our today's episodes. So at the end or by the end or after the completion of what this lesson, the lesson that I'm going to teach you today, is you will be able to just watch and find out what is involved in a lecture. More detail today we're talking about the lecture method. And the next portion that we are going to see is about the vocabulary part. And at the end of this lesson, you will be able to just expand your vocabulary knowledge. So let's get into our today's lesson directly. And the first question of this one is about what is a lecture? Yes, you can say, what is a lecture? Yes, class. What is a lecture for you? How can you define the term lecture? Do you know something about the lecture or a lecture? What do you mean when we say lecture? Good, class. A lecture can be just defined in a different ways. We can give our feelings, thoughts, and information in a different ways. But mainly when we talk about a lecture, we can define it in various ways. You can say a lecture is a lesson. Let me say this one. A lesson. Or you can also just want to say episode or session. Yes, given to a lesson, given, or you can say presented or given to a group of people. Yes, a group of people to teach them. About particular subjects. About particular subject, or you can say issue. Particular issue. Yes? Good. So a lecture is what? Is a lesson or episodes. Or it can be just the session that you are going to just give for a group of people to teach them, yes, to teach them about a particular subject or issues. Or we can also just say it is a talk. Yes? We can also just say it is a talk. Or a talk means a speech. A talk or a speech. That's this one. A talk or a speech presented to. Yes? Presented to whom? To a group of people. To a group of people, yes, to teach them about what? About a particular subject. About a particular subject. Formerly we say a particular issues we say, but here we can say it is a particular subject. So if we say about the lecture in this way, let's get into the next question or the second. The second question is saying about who gives a lecture. Yes, it is a lecture. We say lecture is a talk or a speech given to a group of people to teach them about what a particular issues or what subject we say, or it is a lesson or session, or it is what academic activities that has been given for different purposes. Yes, class. That shows what? A lecture. But now, in the second case, it says what the difference between a lecture and it is what activities, which shows what's a lecturer. So, who gives a lecture? Says question number 2. Who gives a lecture? Who gives a lecture? Yes, question 1 in this one. So, who gives a lecture class? Yes? Who? Get it. Thank you so much. A lecture. A lecture. What is a lecturer? A lecturer means it is what? A one who teaches the trainees or the students of the university. Or we can also just say an instructor. So you can say what this one is a university instructor. Yes? A lecturer is a university. Yes? A university Or you can say compass. A compass or university. Compass or university. Instructor. Or you can also just want to say sometimes professor. Instructor. Yes. Who gives lecture? Yes, you can say who gives. Who gives a lecture? Who is it? A lecturer or an instructor. So you can also just want to say the one who teaches at university or at higher education is called what? A lecturer. So who gives a lecture? A lecturer or an instructor. Or the one who gives what? Lesson or who gives what? Education at the university is called what? A lecturer. And another point is what? The third question. Yes, question number 3. Question number 3 and question number 4 can be just one various answer. So let the answer will be for you. That's why from student to student it can be just one different or various. So we want to just jump over it and let's get into the next question, and that is question number 5. Number 3, question number 3 and question number 4 is for you, okay class? Let the answer of this question be for you. And I want to just what raise about question number 5. Question number 5 is said about what do the following says. What do the following? What do the following words mean? The following words mean. Some words have been given for us below or beneath. The first one says what? Yes, the first word says transient. Please don't say transit. We wouldn't say that, okay class? When we pronounce it, we need to just pronounce the word precisely or word correctly. Otherwise, it makes what sentence what does. So rather to say transit, it's preferable to say transit. Yes? Transit. Transit. Yes? So what does transient mean? Yes? How can we define the term transient? And what does it mean? Good class. Transient can be just more defined in various ways. Yes, or in distinct ways. The first one is, we can say that, is we can say for the time being, we can say that. Transient means for the time being. For the time being. For the time being. Or we can also this one define as what? Temporary. Yes? Or miss that? Temporary. Temporary. Or you can also define it saying as restless. Not lasting long. Not lasting long. Not lasting long. Yes? What is this word? Mean? The word we say what? Transient. Don't say transit, okay? Transient. So when we say transient, we mean that for the time being one, and the second one is what? Temporary, and the other one is what? Not lasting long, or what we can say? Not lasting long. Not lasting long. Don't say last long. Lasting long. And another one is what? Not permanent. Okay, so this one we say not permanent. Not permanent. Or you can also just want to say that what is this one means? Just one and passing quickly as in speech. Yes, you can say passing. Yes, quickly. Okay, as in speech. As in speech. This is only about the definition or meaning or vocabulary of the given term, which is what transient. The second question or the other one shows what? Destruction. That says destructions. What? Destructions. Says not destruction, but destructions. The second question. What does destruction mean, class? Yes? What does distraction mean? Do you know the term distraction meaning? If you do not know, let me tell you about this concept. Distractions means it is things, yes, you can say things, okay? Things what? That make things that makes things that make it difficult. It's difficult to pay attention. To pay attention or concentrate doing listening. Or we can also just define it word for word. We can define this term by using word for word. That means you can put it directly by placing or just what substituting the word is saying has. You can say distractions means interruptions. Yes, you can also use for this one interruptions. Interruption. Yes, distractions means interruptions. One. Or you can also use another points by saying interference. Yes, what? Interference. Yes, interference can present it or instead of refer about what? About the word which is called distractions. Or you can also just what this for this one saying has barriers. Yes, distractions means barriers. Yes, you can say barriers. So, by using these terms word for word, you can define or just want to give the literal meaning for the word which is called distraction. So, generally, when we define the term distractions, we mean that it is what? Is things that make it difficult easy. Yes, something make it difficult or tricky to pay attention or concentration during the lesson. Or we can also say that it is what? An interruption, or it can be interference, or it can be barriers. So distraction means interruptions and interferences and barriers, okay? And another one is what? The second question. Yes, this one is the second question on the vocabulary parts. And in the third page, the third question, we can have the points or the word which says what? Verbatim. Yes? What did I say? Verbatim. What is verbatim? Most of us or many of us read this word saying as verbatim. We say that. That is completely wrong. Okay? Please don't say verbatim or verbatim. But you can say verbatim. Yes? Verbatim. What is verbatim? The subcasting. The subcasting says verbatim. Let's say verbatim. Not verbatim. Verbatim. Yes? What does verbatim mean? By the way, the word of the term verbatim has been descended or it is derived from the Latin terms. The Latin terms which are two in English. The first word is verbum. That's how this one says verbum. This one is not the English word, it's a Latin word. And the other term or suffix which is called what? Eton. Yes, eton. So, verbum means when we translate or turn it into the English word, it gives what? Word. That's a word or term. Yes, verbum. Verbum means it is what? Is a word, or we can say term. The other one is what? Eton. Eton is also another Latin term, which is said about exactly. That's exactly or directly. Exactly. You can say what? Eton what? Exactly. So when we join or map them together, we get what? Word for word or direct word. Means it's a direct word. So verbatim means in each word we can say It can be just what? The direct word or the exact word, or you can say writing down exactly everything that is spoken. Yes, that is spoken. So let me say this one: word for word. Yes, word for what? Word. Or you can say also what? Write it down. It means that writing down exactly as spoken. Exactly as spoken. Good. Or you can say the direct word. Or it is the exact word. As the simplest thing. So please don't forget to say verbatim. Don't say verbatim. Don't say T. T can be just one omitted and replaced by D. Yet expressing and saying has what? Verbatim. 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 Don't say verbatim. 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 That makes the word difficult. Okay? Another one is called question number 4. Question number 4 states about this one. It says C-U-E-S. What does it mean? How can we pronounce this one? Just saying has one. Don't say cues. We say cues. Then this means what it means? This is not that is what? Q, right? So I already guess for this one at the end of what? The given term or word. So we can say cues. Yes, cues. We say. What does cues mean? Cues. What do you mean when we say this one? Dear class, cues means it is a word that has been taken from the reading passage of the communicative English language skill first. And it represents what something word signal. Do you know signal? What does signal mean? I hope you know about this word. Yes? Dear class, signal means it is simply just what, just like sign. Or you can say it is a sign such as what word. It can be just one phrase, it can be just one gesture. By the way, most of us call this word saying has what? Gesture. We say this word has gesture. Yes? What is this one? Gesture. We said the word is called gesture. What is gesture? Most of us call this one as gesture. We say that. That is completely wrong. We don't say gesture. Gesture. What does gesture mean? Gesture means it is a body movement. It is a body movement. What class? Body movements that emphasize our ideas, our feelings, our thoughts, our attitudes, our concept components, everything we say one or several body aids in the class. That's all what gesture. So, for example, if you want to just express your feeling or emphasize about your feeling to say no, you can say this one. So this is what? It is a sign or a signal, okay class? If you want to just say what yes, you can say by nodding your head. Just if you say this one, it is a what? A cues, okay? Nod is a signal, okay? So signal means, and cues means signal. It is a signal. Is this one? A signal. In brackets, let's say such as. This signal can be just what? It can be a word. It can be a word. It can be a phrase. And gesture. As I told you before, we don't say gesture this one. Gesture not indicates. Not indicates something important. Something important. Important. Or you can also just want to say it is a term. It is a hint. A hint of what something. Shows what? Cues again. The last vocabulary part that we are going to finalize in today's lesson is about discriminating. Discriminating. Don't say discriminating. Discriminating. Yes? Don't call G at the end. Let's write it here. And it says here, that's what I mean. is not just what pronounce it in this way. Okay, we pronounce it same as what? Another one is case number 5, and then it's the last question, and we can pronounce and we can write it same as. Yes, this one. It says this one meaning. D can be just one omitted here. G. And again, we do not say this one, discrete, describe. Say, describe meaning. Yes, describe meaning we say that. That makes it unique what is happening. So you can say, for this chair, what is describe meaning? Describe meaning means? Yes? It means that class. Good. One is called recognizing difference or distinction. Recognizing difference. Recognizing difference. Or we can also this one say selecting. Yes? Selecting. Or you can also this one say making distinction. Making distinction. Thanks a lot for your listening. This is all about our today's lesson. If you want to just learn the communicative English first with us, please stay connected through our YouTube channel, English with Story. Until we will meet by dealing with the next lesson, which is about ways of giving advice, I would like to say, have a nice day, take a good day, bye-bye.